Welcome to Wars and Wisdom, a series designed to educate, provoke insight and inspire a deeper understanding and perspective. Now here's your host, Sam.
Welcome to Wars and Wisdom. My name's Sam, and I'm going to be the host of this series. Now, probably by first glance, you're thinking that this series is going to be me talking about stories of the war and the wisdom that I have possibly acquired. You're not wrong in that. However, when I talk about the wars, I'm talking about the wars that I have personally fought in my own mind, have fought in my own life, have fought with people against, and situations that I have gained incredible wisdom from. I realized not long ago that there are a lot of situations that I've gone through in my life that, quote unquote, are not normal, that a lot of people have not necessarily experienced and gone through and had to work through and heal from. And in turn, it's given me a lot of insight and a lot of perspective. Over time, a lot of people have come to me when they have had issues, when they wanted advice, when they wanted to see things from a different perspective. And I realized that because I had been through all the things that I had, I was able to give that. And we finally got to a place where we thought, oh, actually, that might actually be really helpful for people, especially at a time when healthcare costs are extremely expensive. Therapy is extremely expensive. A lot of people are turning to AI. A lot of people are turning to holistic therapies. A lot of people are turning to a lot of different modalities because they want answers and insight and they want to gain perspective and knowledge, but everything is expensive AF right now. So I totally get it. So I am here to create a series that talks about the wisdom and insight and knowledge I have acquired from walking through the fires of my own personal life and journey, and to come out on the other side to share them with you, because I truly feel like that is one of the main reasons why I went through all of the destruction that has happened in my life, so that I can give those insights and perspectives to people who either may go through it, are going through it, or who may be able to help somebody that is going through it. So a little bit about me so we can get a little bit more acquainted with one another. My name's Sam. I'm a spiritual life coach. I'm an aura reader. I have a background working in mental health and eating disorders. I used to be an esthetician working in the skincare industry. I'm a creator. I'm a writer. I'm an author. I'm an inventor. I do a lot of things. I love creative shit. I'm a lover of interior design. I love animals. Few fun facts about me when I was a little kid. I used to love Gushers. They were one of my favorite snacks. I used to love to collect Pogs, Beanie Babies, Hanson, Spice Girls, watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the Doodle Bear, one of my favorite toys as a kid. I also, too, loved Mary-Kate and Ashley. They were my go-to when I needed to solve crimes as a kid. I don't watch these true crime shows. When I was a kid, I was way ahead of the game. I was watching true crime with Mary-Kate and Ashley. That is the length of my true crime that it goes. So, without further ado, welcome back to Wars and Wisdom. On today's series, I want to speak about how everyone is a teacher. And I know that kind of sounds a bit broad, but let me break this down in a way that I think will make a lot more sense and totally shift your mindset when it comes to the people that are in your life. Over my lifetime, I have had many friendships that I did not for a second think that they would turn out the way that they did. I've had many relationships that I did not think for a second would turn out the way that they did. I have had family members. I have had people that were very close in my circle that unfortunately some circumstances happened that I never in a million years could have predicted or expected. And the reason why I am able to just not hold bitterness, not hold grudges, not act in this way that I cannot forgive is because I essentially look at every single person in my life as a teacher, whether good or bad. So if you have really positive people around you, if you have people that are incredibly supportive of you, that really want you to succeed and want the best for you, those people are incredible teachers of showing you what support looks like, of showing you what unconditional love looks like, of what it means to feel valued and appreciated. If you do not have those types of people in your life and in your corner, that's teaching you what support doesn't look like. That's teaching you what betrayal looks like. That is teaching you what not being able to trust someone is like. So either way, if you look at it from both lenses, you cannot go wrong in regards to the people in your life teaching you something. I would have people in my life that never in a million years did I think circumstances would play out the way that they did. And I have been able to just move through it and see it for what it was. Once I had the mindset shift of looking at everybody in my life as a teacher, whether it was good or bad. And perhaps this is something that you have not considered, but it's something that I will highly recommend in regards to if you have been hurt by people, if you have been betrayed by people, if somebody broke your trust, because perhaps those people are showing you things that in the future you need to be more aware of. I think about all the times when we have friendships that don't necessarily do things that we agree with, or maybe they act out in ways that we can't understand why. And a lot of the times we let the behavior slide. We don't necessarily say anything or bring it up just because this person, quote unquote, has been our friend for years, or they have, been in our circle and we want to see the best in them. We don't want to believe that they're capable of doing X, Y, and Z. And the thing of that is when you are essentially letting those little things slide that you know are bothering you, that you know are needing to be addressed, what that's essentially doing is kind of betraying yourself in a sense, because you're letting behavior slide that you're not okay with. And when that starts to happen, all of a sudden it's like a snowball effect. Well, think about all of the behaviors that you were just letting go. And then all of a sudden everything comes to a head and you explode. And it's like, well, if you weren't setting a boundary earlier on, can you blame everything for piling up to get to a point of needing to address it in a way that you probably don't want to address it as? But when you start to look at people in your life, whether the lesson is hard, whether the lesson was something that you did not expect, when you start to have people in that mindset of being a teacher, good or bad, you can't go wrong with the people that will come into your life. I do not think for a moment that the people that come into our lives are coincidental. I don't think that we meet people on accident. I feel that it is all divinely guided. People are placed into your life for a reason. Perhaps it's for support. Perhaps it's to teach you a hard lesson. Perhaps it's to help you move through something that you didn't necessarily know that you needed to move through. Perhaps it's for support. Perhaps it's to get you to the next level in your career. Perhaps it's to push you out of your comfort zone. Perhaps it's to trigger something so innately dormant inside of you that needs to be addressed that you keep on pushing down. But I don't think that the people that we meet in our lives are random. I think that everybody plays a role, good or bad. And when you start to view it from that lens of what is this person in my life possibly teaching me, or what did that person teach me, your mindset completely shifts. Whether you were hurt, whether you were betrayed, whether you were backstabbed, whether you were just blindsided by the behavior, everything shifts when you start to look at everybody as a teacher in your life. So this episode is going to be short just because I think that once you think about this hard, it's going to take a little bit of reflection. And it's kind of a bomb to drop on somebody to be like, hey, take a look at every single person in your life at this point in time and see what they could possibly be teaching you. If you really want to dissect that, like that's a lot to dissect and digest all at once. So that's why I'm keeping this episode short and sweet and just giving this little tidbit for you to utilize that exercise and kind of see what you come up with. And I think you'd be shocked. And there are a lot of probably things that you did not realize when it comes to lessons and ways that the people in your lives play a role in. But yeah, I urge you to do it. I urge you to see what you come up with. And I think that this also can very much apply to the people that are no longer in your life. You know, what did those friendships that you no longer speak with, what did they teach you at that time? Or looking back on it now, what did, that ex-partner teach you? What did that parent or caregiver or aunt, uncle, cousin, what did they teach you when they were active members in your life? And really kind of see where it goes. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the series. I hope that you're learning a lot. I hope that it's helpful, and stay tuned for our next one.